The final seal has been placed.
Authority.
DE Final Seal, Episode 35.
They said the page was original.
Immediate attention.
That was the explanation.
We understand and we are prepared.
Not replaced.
Please review and
not
proceed
inserted,
as discussed.
Not moved from anywhere else. Original.
I've reviewed the proposal.
That was the word they wanted to end it with.
Excellent.
Because
I trust it
original
meets
felt
the requirements.
untouchable. It felt pure. It felt prior to every question that came after. That was the comfort of origin. If the page had always been there, then no one had to explain why it fit too neatly now. The document sat on the desk between them, 3-hole punched, filed cleanly, perfectly aligned in the binder edge. That was what they wanted her to see. A page that belonged, a page that matched, a page that had always lived in that place. The man across from her didn't sound defensive. He sounded done. "It's the original page," he said. Calm, easy, certain, as if position could prove history all by itself. For most people, it could, because once the holes looked clean enough, they stopped asking whether they had been made for this stack or for another one. That was the mistake. Sarah looked at the page edge, not at the text, not at the date, at the punch holes, at their spacing, at the slight pull around the paper where metal had once held pressure. That was the difference. Other people read content. Sarah read fit. A woman to the side relaxed too early. Another person pressed the binder edge slightly flatter, as if alignment could make belonging look natural. That was useful. It meant they believed the page was safe, as long as it sat where it should. Sarah leaned forward, not to remove the page, not yet, to compare the holes to the stack around them. That was where the story broke.
The punch is
Original
off by a
pages wore the same
fraction.
rhythm, the same spacing,
The alignment
the
is
same
incorrect.
wear along the same edge. This one didn't. The holes were close, but not exact. One sat a fraction high, another pulled at a slightly different angle. The bottom hole carried stress that didn't belong to the pages beside it. That was the problem. The page fit the binder now, but it had not been punched for this exact set. That was worse, because wrong paper could be blamed on filing. A page with near-matching holes belonged to transfer, to relocation, to something taken from another file,
Is it too early?
and made to seem as if it had always lived here.
What, is it too early?
Sarah looked again, not at the words, at the line the holes created. The top, the middle, the bottom, then back again. The man across from her noticed the pause. His shoulders changed before his face did. That was enough. "What is it?" the woman asked. Too soon, too exposed. Sarah placed one finger beside the top hole, then another beside the lower pair. "This aligns here," she said. Then she held the shifted edge near the bottom hole. "This doesn't." Silence. No one interrupted, because alignment was not opinion. It was geometry, and geometry was hard to deny once paper stopped matching itself. The man leaned forward, looked at the top hole, then the middle, then the bottom, then the pages beside it. He didn't answer. That was the answer. The woman to the side straightened slowly. Another person stopped touching the binder. That was how certainty broke. Not when the page looked different, when it fit too carefully without fitting exactly. The same page they called original now exposed the quiet mismatch of a life lived somewhere else. Sarah didn't push further. She didn't need to. The edge was doing enough already. One hole, then another. Then the one that sat wrong. 3 points that should have protected
I
their
stopped,
version, now
because the
turning
edge-
against it. The man sat back.
See, the shape reveals it
careful
didn't come
now,
from
no
here.
longer settled. The page remained filed between them, still printed, still official, still in place, and no longer believable. Sarah stepped back half a pace. Still there, still watching, but no longer proving. Because once alignment fails at the edge, origin stops being clean. And sometimes, the fastest way to expose a borrowed page is not to read what it says. It is to check whether the holes were ever meant for that file at all.
Success is a journey we take together. Thank you for being here. Subscribe and stay with me.